So, welcome again. This is your prospect writer for General Hospital here. We're just going to call me GHPW. I don't know. I'll figure out a name when it comes to it. But yeah, so this portion, I'm just going to introduce you to basically the cast list of what's currently going on in 2010 at that point in time for my version of the show. So as of right now, we have Lexi Ainsworth as Christina Davis, Bradford Anderson as Damian Spinelli, Steve Burton as Jason Morgan, Morris Bernard, of course, as Michael Sonny Corinthos, Brandon Barish as Johnny Zakara, Julie Marie Berman, Leslie Lou Spencer, Brianna Brown is still as Dr. Lisa Niles, Leslie Charlson as Dr. Monica Quartermain, Robin Christopher as Sky Chandler Quartermain, Tyler Christopher as Prince Nicholas Cassadine, Chad Duell as Michael Morgan Corinthos III, Tony Geary as Lucas Lorenzo, aka Luke Spencer Sr., and Sona Edie as Epiphany Johnson, Rebecca Hurst as Elizabeth Weber, Jonathan Jackson as Lucas Lorenzo Lucky Spencer Jr., Jason Cook as Dr. Matt Hunter, the late John Ingle as Edward Quartermain, during that time he is alive, Lisa Losario as Olivia Falconeri, Nathan Parsons as Ethan Lovett, Nancy Lee Grahn as Alexis Davis, Kimberly McCullum as Dr. Robin Scorpio Drake, Kelly Monaco as Samantha McCall, Jane Elliott as Tracy Quartermain Spencer, Kent King as Dr. Lainey Winters, Ingo Rademacher as Jasper Jacks, Kristen Storms as Maxie Jones, John York as Max Scorpio, Scott Reeves as Dr. Stephen Lars Weber, and Jason Thompson as Dr. Patrick Drake, Laura Wright as Carly Benson Jacks, and of course, Dominic Zabaringo as Dante Falconeri. Now, there are, of course, a multitude of recurring characters that are appearing. I don't really have the name right now, but we're going to go into we're going to go to as far as I got right now. So we have Richard Fancy as Bernie Abrams, Jackie Zeman as Barbara Jean Bobby Spencer, Bruce Weinstein at the time was on recurring, not contract, as Anthony Zakara, Carolyn Hennessy as Diane Miller. We have Haley Alexis Pullis as Molly Lansing Davis, Rachel Amos as Audrey Hardy, Blake Gibson as Coleman, Constance Towers as Helena Cassadine, Megan Ward as Connie Falconeri, aka Kate Howard, Mina Noji as Dr. Kelly Lee, Denise Alexander as Dr. Leslie Weber. And we have the Chetwood brothers, Derek and Drew as Max and Milo, G and Body, John Bogler as Mayor Garrett Floyd. We have, at the time, Aaron Revnin as Morgan Stone Corinthos, but that changes over time, as you will know. And finally, Ron Hale as Mike Corbin, who didn't retire yet in my storyline. So those are the characters, and I'm going to see about the characters that are going to be introduced, because this storyline takes place March 2010, and these are the comings and goings for the General Hospital storyline that I have going for. So, first up that's going to be appearing is an actor by the name of Andy Lawrence. You all know him from Brotherly Love and part of the trio of the Lawrence brothers. His brothers Joey and Matt. And in this, he's been cast in the role of Rudy Zakara Jr., a.k.a. RJ. He is the cousin of Johnny Zakara. RJ's father, who is Rudy Zakara, has been mentioned many times by the Zakara family as being part of the Zakara's overseas business. With the trial for Claudia murder underway, RJ makes his way to Port Charles to give his favorite cousin Claudia justice for her murder. RJ is impulsive, very dangerous, and when he puts his mind to it, he will accomplish a lot of dangerous things. He'll be interacting a lot with Michael, not knowing that Michael is the actual person that killed his cousin. He'll be on recurring status until I can figure out what's going on with him storyline-wise. RJ, the Zakaras, from what I mentioned and researched, Rudy was thought to be Claudia's mother's brother, but I'm changing it to Anthony's brother. I kind of feel that we need that duality between Anthony's side being Anthony being completely insane and his brother being the same one, but also having a son that is just as ruthless as insane as Anthony, his brother. Next we have coming up, this was a casting that was done purely by GH. It's Bradley Cole as Warren Bauer. This is during a storyline where Kiefer Bauer and his mother Melinda Bauer are in the mix. So Bradley Cole will be cast as Warren Bauer, as well as Lisa Waltz as Melinda Bauer. Their storylines are not really changing. The only difference between that is Warren Bauer, he'll probably get a little more exposure than he did in GH, especially interacting with his past co-star on Guiding Light, Laura Wright, who played his wife and love interest. And they'll have more interaction there, while as in the real show, they really didn't have that much interaction, but a couple scenes together. So this one, we're going to really delve deep. And then Melinda's character will have an impact on future storylines as well. I have Tristan Rogers coming back as Robert Scorpio. He will start a mystery storyline for Maxine Spinelli. Robert would, of course, see his daughter, Robin, and his granddaughter, Emma, interact with his best friend, Luke. It's going to be a short term, but I promise you he will be appearing a lot more. I guarantee it. This storyline in particular is to introduce somebody else and to introduce a storyline for Maxine Spinelli in particular. With that said, Georgie is also returning. Lindsay Leatherman is returning as Georgie, as she was set to return in the show back in 2010. She's returning now. Whether it's going to be a ghost or not is a different story. I'm leaving that up to interpretation, as you'll see. I have Robin Christopher doing her round of Sky Chandler. I already had her as a contract list. She's returning. Unlike her previous stints where she was on recurring and no one was sure whether she was staying or not, in this portion she will be staying. At least for the foreseeable future, she will be staying. I want her to interact more. I love her, the fact that she has been on all 3 soaps and has history with all 3, and I want to utilize that history. She'll be bringing her daughter Lila Ray, of course. She'll be aged a little bit. She will show up for her ex-husband, who's dissolving her marriage to Carly, and she's going to have a love interest. In particular, one of the people that, you know, didn't get much storyline to the end, which is Ronnie Domestica. And we'll delve deep into his character and his past as well. And you can expect the usual clashes with Tracy and Monica as she tries to deal with her adopted family. Now, this was the casting back in the day, in 2010, when we had Anna Ilonis as Maya Ward. She will be appearing as Maya Ward as predicted and as warranted. She'll be, this storyline, she will get close to both Ethan and Lucky, and eventually she will choose one of the two. She has her dark past, and she's connected to some pretty interesting things, and you'll see what's going on with her. She has a particular connection to another family besides the Wards, as I made her, and it's directly connected to her sister, who was talked about coming as well to be a love interest of Michael, and I'm continuing that because I think that at the time it was a lot of a gap between Michael not having a love interest until Abby, so she will be appearing, Zoe Butler. She will be played by Paige Hurd. You will know her from Everybody Loves Chris. She is going to be playing Zoe Butler. Remember that last name. It's a hint towards something. The half-sister of the newly arrived Maya Ward. She part of the teen scene with Michael, Christina, Kiefer, and the new character RJ. She's a good girl who has a little bit of a bad streak when pushed. She befriends Michael during his tough time, will be a love interest for him. She will be a recurring character, and she eventually will possibly be bumped up to contract. So that's what's in store for now, and I will delve deep into what's going on for the month of March. But these are the characters you look out for. Read their bios, see their material, see how you can imagine them, how they interacting with each other, and I guarantee you will enjoy the storyline that I have going forward for March 2010. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.